Today we're going to take a look at the Wyze sprinkler. This is an 8-zone sprinkler controller with Wi-Fi connectivity for smart control via the Wyze mobile app at a price of $49.99. The smart sprinkler industry has several other players, including Ratio, Rain Machine, and many others. Many of them offer similar features, such as weather-based scheduling to avoid watering your grass when it's about to rain. But many of those are quite pricey. The 8-zone Ratio 3, for instance, costs $230. The Wyze MO is to offer low-cost alternatives, and the same is true here. One thing to note is that Wyze has separated the weather forecasting functionality into a separate Sprinkler Plus subscription, which is $10 a year. 1 year is included with purchase. So let's get started with the unboxing. We purchased this unit at full price from Wyze, and Wyze did not have a chance to review the contents of this video. So here's the box. We see the unit and the app on the front. Some of the key features here on the side: sunrise, sunset, customizable zones, scheduling. On the back, we see the rear of the unit, as well as a warning that the controller will not work with index valve based sprinkler system. So that's something to be aware of and to look up to make sure before you purchase this. And that's something that's different versus some other controllers on the market that are able to work with index valves. The Wyze controller is also intended to be mounted only indoors. It is not outdoor rated. As with a lot of IoT devices, we see 802.11n 2.4 GHz support on Wi-Fi, not 5 GHz, as well as Bluetooth for the app setup. Here's the 1 year of Sprinkler Plus, and we see 4 pieces of tape at the bottom. Here we have a quick start guide and a series of labels for the wires coming out of your existing controller, and a sticker for backing the first batch of Wyze sprinkler controllers. Now in the quick start guide, we see a list of what's in the box, setup for the app, basic operations, some information on Sprinkler Plus. On the back side, FAQs, FCC, various disclaimers, and a QR code for Wyze's help page. Now let's get the unit out of the box. We also have an AC adapter here. This is meant to retrofit into existing sprinkler controller systems which use 24-volt AC. So this is actually an AC adapter, and it's quite heavy. Here's a barrel jack. Two pieces of Velcro for cable management. And some anchors and screws. Now let's peel away the protective plastic. Underneath it is a very glossy black finish with the Wyze logo on the left and some buttons on the right to manually control, turn on and off various sprinkler channels. Here we see some spring-loaded push tabs to insert the wires. Next up is the wall mount. This screws in via 2 screws, and then the controller snaps in from the back like so. So here's what we got in the box. Now let's set it up. This is replacing an old Hydro Saver 7-channel sprinkler controller made by Hydro Electronics in New York. There are 5 channels plugged into this controller at present, and it uses a similar AC power adapter outputting 24 volts AC. As you can see, the Wyze controller is a fair bit smaller. Now let's set up the app. We select Wyze Sprinkler. Now it wants us to take a photo of our current controller wiring. You can of course do this outside of their app as well. Then it asks which wires will be connected. Here's what our existing wiring looks like. The left 2 brown wires are coming from the AC adapter. S1 and S2 are from a physical rain sensor, which we will not be carrying over, though Wyze does support certain sensor types. We then have C and then the 5 sprinkler zones. So we've selected our connected wires. Now we're told to label our wires with the included stickers. First, we take them out of the existing controller and straighten them out, then label them based on our prior photo. Now disconnect and remove the old controller. Next, hold the mounting plate to the wall and mark the holes. Now there's a problem here in that you need to know if a given position on the wall will have enough clearance for the controller. Wyze does not provide a template sheet, so the best option is to attach the controller to the mounting plate and hold it up on the wall to check. But the controller snaps on very tightly, so you'll need a screwdriver or other straight edge to then force it out. Now attach the mounting plate to the wall. You can use the included wall anchors if needed. We ran into a problem here because the included screws were way too long for the beam we were mounting the plate to, so we had to use our own screws. Next, connect the labeled wires to the Wyze controller spring terminals. Then, plug in the AC adapter and snap the controller onto the mounting plate. Now verify that the controller is in pairing mode. The app will ask for Bluetooth permissions to communicate with the controller. Next, select your Wi-Fi network and enter your network password. You can name your controller. You'll then be asked about each of your sprinkler zones. You can activate your free year of Wyze Sprinkler Plus if you'd like. Then it'll ask you to create a schedule. The app's main page shows each of the zones and its history. You'll want to create schedules, like so. We couldn't yet test beyond this point as it's actually snowing here in the Northeast US at the moment, but feel free to leave any questions below. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and post any comments or questions below. Also, visit our site at techautos.com for more content.